Hey everybody, this is Dan Stolbarger. Welcome to this week's Middle East update. It is March 12th, yes. And we're going to look back upon the events that have transpired this week. As you can see behind me on the screen is a PDF PowerPoint. It is available to you without my head being in the way. If you just click on the YouTube site, you'll see that link there. So we always begin with our news bites, so let's jump in. Obviously, everything's going to center in on what's taking place in Israel today, or I should say probably Israel and Iran. Trump, to the Times of Israel, has basically said it's going to be a mutual decision between Bibi Netanyahu and myself regarding when this war will actually end. Trump goes on, because it's Trump, saying, I don't even know what else we can bomb. The world, he's giving the impression that the war should end soon because there's, quote, practically nothing left to target. Experts warn that this new leader, this new Khamenei, is obsessed with end times, believes himself to be the prophesied figure that will pave the way for the new Mahdi. And so once again, it's his task in his mind to conquer both Mecca as well as Jerusalem. And again, never forget, death to America, death to Israel. America is the great Satan. Israel is the little Satan, okay? So don't forget that. We have crosshairs. We are a target as well. But where it stands now with the war, Israel now views Hezbollah in the north more of a threat, missile-wise, than Iran. And so the focus is there. And as I mentioned, Trump, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think a few days ago, Trump gave his backing for Israel to launch a new ground operation boots on the ground, into southern Lebanon. And we'll cover that a little bit more. We have a full article on that yet to come. And Hezbollah is showing that they're refusing to go quietly in the night. Last night, they launched their largest rocket barrage, since November of 2024. Since that ceasefire, they sent over 200 missiles towards Israel. 80 never got across the border, but the attack was less than an act of aggression than kind of a statement, a declaration, I think, that Hezbollah is saying we intend to fight to the end. And so once again, the stakes are high. This is what we're facing monumentally in the day in which we're living. Our articles this week, we start with the new Ayatollah. And again, we're reading and understanding from different reports that he was injured. Some say lacerations to the face, lost a leg, in a coma, whatever it may be. We're not really certain of that, but one of the major rallies that they just had, they had a cutout, as you can see, a cardboard cutout, rather than the real guy showing up. And so we're still waiting to see what is actually transpiring with him. Yeah, I'm going to butcher his name. Maybe you can help me out. This is Mojtaba Khamenei. So instead of a video statement from him, we have that cardboard cutout, in a sense. We have a female announcer with his photo in the background giving a message on his behalf. One, the Straits of Hormuz must be continually blocked. Two, I discovered the position that the Leadership Experts Council regarding my election, I found out, I saw it on TV, much like you. Our forces have blocked the enemy's path. They're humiliated because they cannot defeat us. He expresses his strong thanks to the resistant fighters, the fighters on the front, that is. And then again, he goes on to say that the Straits of Hormuz will remain closed. And that's going to be a major focus over this next 7 days. Trump, he's also gone on to, I guess you'd say, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has declared that no oil shipments will go through the strait. They insist that the war or the ceasefire will end not when Washington says, but when they decide it will be over. And then this veiled threat at the end saying to Trump, beware that you don't become the one who disappears. So again, an assassination threat to Trump. The Iranian response, again, in terms of all that's going on, tonight we received the message from the U.S. President through our mediator requesting that we consider a ceasefire. Again, there's always so much disinformation, especially in times of war. That's why it's important to go to your trusted sources. And even like with AI, because I just saw something on AI the other day that talked about Trump's death and video accompanied bomb falling or whatever. The ability to deceive is like, it's like there's been no other time that the deception is as thick as it is now, and the potential of all of that. So with that being said, the Iranian response is that we are not going to accept any negotiations as long as the entity called Israel exists. And then from Israel, when they hear this, their comments last night, Bibi's office released a statement addressed to the Iranian people in so many words: you ain't seen nothing yet. Get ready, because very soon in coming days, we're going to create the conditions for you to topple the regime, to, in a sense, grasp your destiny. Well, moving on, the Gulf Arab states, Trump's administration is not impressed with their response to all of this. And they're saying now is the time that, not just in words, but you need to actively join the conflict against Iran. The U.S. expects them to take direct military action. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the Abrahamic Accords, Turkey, etc. They've been struck, they've been hit, but they've, in a sense, been on the sidelines. And then our embassy in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia was hit. So Lindsey Graham, a Trump ally, publicly has criticized the Saudis for not joining a war against Iran after the U.S. embassy on their land in Riyadh was bombed. So we'll have to see if there's any action behind what is going on, what's being said. And as I mentioned, information and disinformation. Don't be impressed by statements that are coming from the Iranians. They're fanatics. Their system is in ashes. They have no navy. They have no air force. They have no defense industries. They're severely damaged in their infrastructure. We've targeted, as Trump said, I don't know what else we can hit. I think we've taken care of everything. Even their nuclear sites, I just read, have been hit. So as I've already said, the threat really is from Hezbollah at this time, which we'll talk about here in a moment, because for the first time, the IDF spokesman has directed all the residents of southern Lebanon not just to move beyond the Litani River, but also above the Al-Zahrani River. And you see the map here where you have the Litani that's here. And it used to be, this is like 15, 20 miles in. This is going to be, again, the IDF has already got plans of defeating Hezbollah and creating this as a buffer zone. But they're saying, not just here, we don't want you to go just beyond the Litani. We want you to go beyond this river. And this is Beirut right here. And a hotbed residence for Hezbollah. And so, it's been asked, so what should Israel do? And one of my sources in his newsletter, Amit Segal, says, in simple terms, we simply got to move the border. We need to advance 18 miles north into Lebanon to the Litani River, find a loudspeaker, aim it at Beirut, and announce we're not going to leave until Hezbollah is disarmed. And so, bottom line, I think that's what we're seeing at this particular time. I think Iran and Hezbollah basically all in. I think it's a doomsday scenario. I think if the regime doesn't fall, I know both sides here, Israel and the US are going to be disappointed. But they put it in the hands of the people to do that. But bottom line, Hezbollah has shown we're all in till the end. And I think Israel's saying, great, because it needs to be the end of you. So I don't think we're going to see a Band-Aid ceasefire with either Hezbollah in the north in Lebanon or with Iran itself. And then on a lighter note, this Tucker Carlson it's a lighter note. Mike Evans, Friends of Zion in Israel, the FFOZ, they have an amazing museum that's there. Outspoken believer, is Christian Zionist. His words to Tucker Carlson, you pride yourself on being a great debater, so debate me. You debated Mike Huckabee, a diplomat who had to be careful with his words, who is, by all accounts, a real nice guy. I'm not a nice guy, and I don't have to be careful with my words. You are a demon-possessed nut job, and I would be delighted to cast that demon out of you. He goes on and he continues to say, you keep saying over and over that you're not an anti-Semite, and you're right, you're not an anti-Semite. You are the anti-Semite. Many years ago, I met with former President of Iran, Ahmadinejad, and he told me that he hates Zionists, but he loves Jews. Like you, he believes that doesn't make him anti-Semitic. Your rhetoric makes the same distinction. And then to hear you say that Israel is one of the single ugliest countries in the world. Nothing but beauty has been built in Israel since 1948. So again, I doubt if Tucker's going to take this one on, but I love the chutzpah of Mike Evans here. So with that, that's our report for this week. Please continue on a very serious, heartfelt note. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for innocence, the innocents in Iran to be protected as well. And may God be the iron dome over Israel today. So with that, God bless you and shalom.